Hey guys, welcome back to the United Stand. For a change, we probably have Prasham smiling after a very long time. Prasham, before we get into, and there you go, we even have another Sid with us who he just keeps jumping in and out. But Prasham, as I was telling, before we get into the game and how things proceeded and we won 4-0, great game. Rashford is still poor. I mean, how many chances is he going to miss? This game could have been settled in the first half itself.
Vishesh, I don't want to sound like a broken tape recorder, but I don't know what happens to him. He scored that one-on-one towards the end, but he is sort of the same reason we say that Jesus will never replace Aguero because he sort of cannot and will not be able to play that role because Aguero is as clinical as you can get and Jesus is not. And I think Rashford has the same problem. For all his ability, he needs to be able to finish goals. Then he needs to be able to score more of these one-on-one chances, put them away. Because let's face it, we're not in the Champions League and we're 10 points off the first place in the Premier League. It is because of the combined mistakes of Marcus Rashford and Anthony Martial, and there's no looking away from it. But apart from that, I think it was a very easy game for us today. We just strolled them, we just rolled them over absolutely easily. And I'd rather play them every week
Come in
rather than
there.
West Brom and
I'm going to come in
Sheffield
there
United.
and make a certain statement. We said we steamrolled them and whatnot, but this was the team that we were scared of. We were like, this is the hardest fixture we could have got in the Europa League coming into the round of 32 or whatever round we're in. So, and there you go. This man just keeps coming in and keeps going out. I don't understand what this is. But Prasham, before I get to Sid and ask him his questions and why he's so desperate to talk, what is your take on the way we steamrolled a team that was apparently the hardest draw we
So,
could have found?
this is the thing, right? Real Sociedad are fourth or fifth in the La Liga. They're just out there or thereabouts. They have a good team on paper. But this is the thing. I think we are a Champions League quality team that can make it to, the quarterfinals. We can make it to that stage. We have that quality. So clearly we are in a league where if you're being honest, if we had played Barcelona last night, it wouldn't have probably ended 4-1, but it could have very well been a 2-1 in United's favor right now. So we're in that kind of a league where Real Sociedad, while their team is good on paper, we're always going to be stronger than them. We didn't even play our first team today in terms of the likes of Cavani not starting, the likes of Mason Greenwood playing instead of Anthony Martial. I don't even know if Martial's in the first team anymore. Alex Telles playing, Eric Bailly playing, De Gea not playing. So we didn't even start our first team today, and yet at no point did it seem like we were not going to win this game. And yeah, man, it was an easy game. Like I said, I'd rather play them over a West Brom or a Sheffield because the organization in defense was never there from this Sociedad team that we played today. They have some very good players in Ilara Mendy and Isaac and all these guys, but that organization just wasn't there in the team. And then it becomes easy for a team like Man United to find space and to create opportunities that we take. So it's much harder to play likes of Sheffield and West Brom who are actually just playing for a draw than to play a team like Real Sociedad who tries to attack but then does not have the organization to back it up.
Sid, let me get to you. You've been bouncing in and out. What do you want to say? You can say it for once and for all.
Nothing. I'm just going to say this was an Amad Diallo masterclass.
Yeah,
To
it
be
was
honest,
Vishesh. I'm telling you, that ball went into the back of the net because Amad Diallo is using his superpowers like Professor X, and he's the one who's guided that ball into the back of the net. He didn't even need to touch. That's the man's greatness. You see, he
you know,
is
I
he
was I
is
was
for all
actually
intents and purposes the Ivorian Messi.
I was actually going to get to it today once Martial and Diallo came on. I don't know what happened to Martial. He decided it's time to juggle and do tricks, and we're winning, so let's show off my skills. And Ahmad was good. I think his pace was fantastic, but so is Dan James. So there's nothing to compare
Yeah,
to.
Vishesh,
Yeah.
I think there are a lot of fans who've already said that, oh, beautiful, Amad Diallo is beautiful, and Amad Diallo. Guys, he's made two dribbles. Yes, it's a beginning, it's a start of a new career at Manchester United, and of course we support him and we hope that he does well. But let's not put unnecessary pressure on the guy. Let's not expect him to turn the season around or burn the sort of Old Trafford on just turn Old Trafford on its head. It's not going to happen. He's a kid. He's going to need time. He's a good player, but let's not get ahead of ourselves here.
Okay, Prasham and Sid,
So-
I have two questions because, this is a good game, so we could like enjoy a conversation for half an hour, but that's not the point of it. How important is Bruno? I think he kicked us off to start things. Two great goals. What was your take on Bruno? Personally, I thought we shouldn't have played him for 80 minutes, probably given him rest when the game was
But
already
I
in
think
hand.
Vishesh, I think towards the end he was just playing to try to get that hat trick. So I understand that. And I think in the second leg he'll be completely rested. I don't think he'll even be in the squad, maybe perhaps. I think he'll probably be in the squad because Oli can't trust this team to not concede 3 or 4 goals. So he'll probably be in the squad. But I don't think he's going to play a minute also of that game. And I mean, what is there to say about Bruno Fernandes? What can I say?
Okay,
I
that
mean,
is the
Marcus
last
Rashford.
story. Okay, Prasham, we're good. Sid, let me ask you this then. Prasham mentioned the second leg. We've seen it against PSG. We've seen it against Leipzig this season. Brilliant first games,
Yeah,
and then
there is
just
no comeback.
bottling it.
There's no comeback
Do
here.
you see Real Sociedad maybe pulling off a 4-0 at Old Trafford, or we just play the likes of Shortire and Diallo in the next game?
I wouldn't go to the lens of playing Shotaya and Diallo. I mean, probably I would start Diallo. But I think a 4-0 is a very comfortable margin in a two-leg tie, right? So I don't see any problem in the second leg. I hope this does not come back to bite me. But I think now we have that comfortable margin and we can approach the second leg with a little less caution.
So
So
Prasham,
I think
then
next.
yeah. So Prasham, looking at that,
Sorry, go on.
do we then take Europa seriously?
I mean, see, whether we take it seriously or not doesn't matter. Oli
No,
is going to take
when
it
I'm not
seriously.
talking from a
Because,
fan
like,
base, I'm talking from Ole's perspective. After this,
no, so
great
I think
result.
Oli always was taking this seriously. Like you said in your preview as well, that Oli needs a trophy at the end of the day, and the world knows it. And if the Premier League is gone for all sort of whatever it's worth, it's gone. The chance is the FA Cup, the chance is the Europa League.
Europa.
So Oli needs it. If he slips up from second place in the Premier League and does not get a trophy, then I think there are going to be serious questions once again as to what went wrong and how things played out this season. And there will be a deeper analysis into those things. If he gets a trophy, he'll shut a lot of critics up. So for him, this is very important and he has to go for it. And I mean, after today's game, I think it's clear the man who can do it, it basically has to be Bruno Fernandes. I mean, what do I say about this guy? I mean, that's the only thing you can. He's got 20 goals already this season. Even if you remove the penalties, that's 14 goals. I mean, he's a midfield player. The assist,
You have to say Rashford's also on 14, so that's not bad. That's not bad season.
But I mean, then has Rashford had that kind of a season that Bruno's had?
I get it, and this is a
He's been quite
completely
on and off.
different debate. That is a completely different debate. But
no, I
Prashant,
think
get
Vichesh,
where
there are
you're
goals and then there are goals. Like Rashford's goal today is irrelevant, but Bruno's first goal and the second goal today win us that game and win us the tie. Rashford's third goal, I mean, it's just the team was on the ropes and he came and he swatted at him. So there are goals and then there are just stat padding goals which Dan James scored today. So that goal is irrelevant. Nobody's going to remember Dan James's goal from any time soon. But Bruno's goal against West Brom, Bruno's goal against Everton, today's first goal that Bruno opens the scoring with, his free kick against Liverpool, it's already 4 or 5 goals that have just peeled off that he scored because either they're spectacular or either they've come at important times for us. Whereas Rashford, I can think of is that PSG 2-1 game is sort of, I can think of that in the Leipzig hat trick. But apart from that, it's not been good from Rashford. What I thought today was good is essentially was Fred. I think he was again good. That one pass he picked for Rashford's goal again very good, very hardworking. I thought he needs a rest as well. And I think Van de Beek is injured, probably tired of putting out the cones for Bruno. But otherwise, I think he could have come on, and I hope he's fit for the second leg because this is his only chance. Teles was not too bad. I thought Teles was decent today for once. But then again, the defense didn't have anything to do, so there's nothing much to say there. Dean Henderson, again, nothing much to do. That Peter Crouch looking guy fouled him, and then he got a free kick. Uh, and that was about it from him. But I think one player I think that we're finding a new midfielder in is Harry Maguire. I think Maguire has probably spent more time ahead of Fred in the last two games against West Brom and this one. He's just near the penalty box. He's trying to cross. He's trying to shoot, and apparently he can't get a header off without pushing somebody.
No, that's going back to the olden days of what Harry used to do in Hull or in Leicester, where he used to drive the ball ahead. But I'm going to wrap this up with a very simple thing that 4-0, great game, but let's not get carried away because we need to carry this form against Newcastle. We can't let, as Prashant said, let that second spot also slip through our hands because we're on level points with Leicester, so we cannot take that risk. But other than
But
that, I'll
Vishesh,
just
that we don't need to worry because Brendan Rodgers is the master of the slip.
But that being said, guys, I'm just going to end on this great note. I think we've more or less secured qualification into the next round, and we're in the hat for the next round. Personally, my man of the match, jokes apart, is Daniel James. I think beautiful assist for Bruno's goal and another fourth goal for Rasham's face.
My man of the match every game is Bruno Fernandes, and that's about it. I mean, if
I
Bruno is
couldn't,
not playing, also he's my man of the match.
guys, you
For
heard it
me
here first.
personally, if I have to choose someone other than Bruno, I think Scott McTominay had a really good game today. I think he was fantastic today.
I think
Because
Prashant has already passed his judgments with his eyebrow motion, so we're going to end it there. But do check out our Europa League previews and what we thought and how this competition will pan out, and look out for the Newcastle preview as well. We'll see you next time. Bye bye.